Russia says it's winning, but the real story is playing out in blood and silence, far from the headlines. While Russian state-controlled media continues to promote the illusion of a successful summer offensive, Ukrainian military officials say the reality is far more grim for Moscow. General of the Army of Ukraine, Mykola Malomuzh, and former head of Ukraine's foreign intelligence, made it clear in a recent statement the Russian army lacks the strategic capacity for any full-scale offensive. Instead of breaking through the front, they are desperately searching for weak points, especially in the Pokrovsk direction, which Putin has clearly prioritized in hopes of reaching Kostiantynivka, Kramatorsk, and Sloviansk. But despite months of attempts from Pokrovsk, Novomykhailivka, and Donetsk, Russia has made no meaningful progress. Ukrainian forces are not only holding their ground, but are inflicting massive losses, with hundreds of Russian soldiers killed and large amounts of equipment destroyed daily. After Ukraine's tactical withdrawal from a portion of Russia's Kursk region, over 50,000 Russian troops were redeployed to Sumy Oblast in an effort to open a new front. However, Ukraine has maintained control over a crucial 90-square-kilometer bridgehead in the Kursk region, pinning down between 12,000 and 15,000 Russian troops, and in doing so, limiting Moscow's ability to shift its forces. Some troops were even pulled from the Pokrovsk direction to support the Sumy push, showing signs of operational strain. Although Ukraine did initially retreat in some sectors, it quickly regrouped, stabilized its defenses, and launched counteroffensives near Andriivka and Unikivka, regaining lost ground. Malomuzh and other officials believe Russia will keep trying to advance in eastern Ukraine, especially targeting areas like Chasiv Yar, Donetsk, Novopavlivka, and Pokrovsk, but Ukrainian forces are now well entrenched and fully prepared for such attempts. Syrskyi from Ukraine Center for Security and Cooperation noted that the Russian summer offensive may have already peaked. And despite Putin's continued dream of capturing for Ukrainian regions, those ambitions appear to be fading fast under the weight of mounting Russian losses. Former U.S. Air Force Lt. Gen. David Deptula added another layer of insight, stating that Putin's belief in his own military success is driven not by facts, but by a closed loop of misinformation, where commanders feed him what he wants to hear, and truth has been replaced by illusion. In his words, Russia lives in a world where truth is manufactured, and in such a system, progress is rewarded not by results, but by obedience. Deptula emphasized that this disconnect is precisely why Russia continues to miscalculate. Since the invasion began in February 2022, Russia has consistently distorted reality, from falsely portraying the failed Battle of Kiev as a strategic withdrawal to exaggerating its control over territory. These propaganda tactics are meant to project power abroad and manipulate the Russian public, but they are unraveling as battlefield truths emerge. Ukrainian Commander-in-Chief General Oleksandr Syrskyi confirmed that Ukrainian forces still hold territory deep inside Russia's Glushkovo district in Kursk Oblast, a move that has not only halted a Russian push toward Pokrovsk, but also forced a Russian brigade to turn back. This bold operation has tied down an estimated 63,000 Russian troops and 7,000 North Korean fighters, easing pressure across other Ukrainian front lines. As of now, nearly 10,000 Russian troops are still bogged down in Glushkovo, while in the Pivnichny direction near Kharkiv and Sumy, Russia has massed about 50,000 more, including elite airborne divisions and marine regiments. But despite this build-up, they've only managed to advance a few kilometers past the border, with Ukrainian defenses holding firm across towns like Kindrativka, Andriivka, Yablonivka, and Unikivka. Syrskyi stated that Ukraine is no longer relying on passive defense, but has shifted toward active, smart counteroffensives, combining solid defense with precision strikes where the Russian lines are weak. This approach allows Ukraine to hold ground and strike back, rather than just absorb damage. He highlighted that passive defense only leads to losses in territory and lives, which is why Ukraine has created specialized assault units, first used in the Kursk operation and now deployed across the most intense battlefronts. This is a war not just of bullets and bombs, but of truth versus deception, of resolve versus illusion. If you believe this story matters, that the world needs to see through the fog of propaganda, then hit subscribe, share this video, and comment below. Do you think Russia's offensive has truly stalled, or is a bigger move coming? Your voice, your view, and your action might be the one thing that breaks through the noise. Because behind every headline, there are lives. And behind every story, there's a truth that must be told.